beautiful in the sky. It hung like a perfectly spherical lantern glowing warmly in the night, lighting up the dark streets with a pale blue-white hue. I don't know what it was about moonlight like that during late night walks. It always calmed me. Ever since I was a little girl, I loved taking myself out in the dead of night and sitting in the pitch black darkness of our back garden. I knew I was too little to go walking in the streets at that time of night, but the moonlight was like a friend who was always there when you needed them. I would sit for what felt like hours in my pyjamas looking up at the moon and the stars that enveloped the cratered orb, ensuring it had company in the infinite darkness, but not intruding so much as to steal its spotlight. I loved those nights as a little girl. The calm that fell over me was as silent and painless as the creeping cold that would work its way up my body from my feet, up my shins to my knees, and eventually my whole body, forcing me to go back into bed where I would cocoon myself like a caterpillar, waiting for sleep to take me. The tiny gap in the curtain would allow me to keep an eye on my soothing moon as my skin prickled back to something resembling life from the cold that had deadened it outside. The pacifying moon would soon nurse me to sleep, and I would sleep soundly knowing that she was there watching over me, my guardian from on high. The usual hum of cars was the only movement around me. The night was eerily still, and there was not even a breeze to stir the leaves on the trees. It felt as though some higher power was either freezing time to allow my journey to be uninterrupted, or holding its breath ahead of the chaos that was about to ensue. In the end, I found out which one of those it was, but at that moment in time, I would never have known how successful my mission would be. The Institute's lights lit up the sky like a beacon, rising up from the city around, a shining light to the world proclaiming, "We are here to save you." The other buildings in the area were dulled down in the evenings as the authorities tried to save energy, but the beacon of the Institute was always lit up no matter what. Everyone was convinced that the authorities lit it up to give us all hope that what the doctors and researchers were doing there was worthy and just. They were our lighthouse, lighting the way through the darkness. The closer I got to the building, the more butterflies started to hatch from their cocoons and flutter around inside my abdomen. I worked hard on controlling my breathing to stay calm, but it was hard when I knew the weight of the mission I was undertaking. This mission was the one we knew could crack open the authorities and the Institute for good, and people all over the country and the world would see them for what they were: evil, immoral snakes.